Throw it up. Start twerking like Miley. Oh yeah, twerking like Miley. Don't pop it like Miley.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mr. Stab Happy, and as you guys can already see by my title, we're going to be talking about campers and the different types of campers that there are. And I know that might not make a lot of sense to you guys right now, but trust me, you guys will get it. So the first type of camper that I want to talk about is one that pretty much everybody already knows about. It's the guy who just stays in one spot throughout the entire game. And then when he dies, he moves to another spot and he just stays in that spot until he dies again. Now, these kind of campers, I really actually don't mind because they're the easiest ones to kill. Because, you already know where they're going to be camping. Like, if you get killed by him, you're like, okay, I'm just going to go right back to that spot, and then you will get him on the second time. They're really not that hard to kill because they just don't ever move, which is basically the main point of camping. But then there are other types of campers that I just cannot stand. Now, these type of campers are the guys who will literally just go in one spot, then when you come in, they'll kill you, and then they'll move to another corner of that building, but they'll still stay in that room. And I know it's like camping is when you stay in one spot only. Well, technically, I would argue that this is camping because you're basically staying in that one room only, just moving from spot to spot. And if you're only staying in that one spot just to kill people, you're obviously camping. But yeah, because I've had really bad experience with these guys. Like, one guy that in particular that I just cannot stand is a dude by the name of Red Mist. A lot of you guys probably know him on Modern Warfare 3. He, to me, is probably one of the most irritating players, and it's not that he's even good, because he's really not good. The only reason why he's usually the top of our leaderboards in the game is because he's always camping. He never actually moves anywhere, and it's irritating. To me, guys, if somebody camps throughout an entire game and they get the best kills or the most kills and the least deaths in the game, I don't actually consider that person to be a legit player, because if you're just camping and you're waiting for your enemy to come to you, yeah, it's a smart strategy because you don't have to do anything, you just sit there waiting. But at the same time, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the game, because the purpose of the game is for you to actually move around. Now, unless you're a sniper, I guess, yeah, that's okay, but as long as you're not ACOGing while you're sniping, because, I mean, snipers, yeah, that's what their job is, to stay in one spot. But if they're using ACOG as a sniper and they're camping, yeah, okay, that's pretty lame. But if they're not using ACOG and they're sniping, but they're also camping at the same time, yeah, that I'll accept, because that's a lot harder to do. Although there are a lot of pretty good snipers out there, so when they are camping, it does seem kind of unfair, like, okay, this guy needs to stop. But usually, if somebody's using like a machine gun or another SMG kind of thing, and they're just camping in that one spot throughout the entire game, those I don't even consider legit players. I won't even like think about it. I'm just gonna be like, hey, this guy's obviously a noob. Red Mist was obviously a noob. If Red Mist, if you are watching this video, then I need you to know that you need to stop camping, because nobody likes campers. I've had so many people actually comment back to me saying that they don't like that Red Mist guy either, so yeah, it's not only me. But yeah, guys, yeah, those are really the two different types of campers. I'm pretty sure that there's a whole lot more. I don't know, yeah, mainly it's just the guys who just stay in one spot throughout the entire game, and then the guys who move from one corner of the building to the next. And one reason why I don't like them is because, yeah, usually you would think that you'd be able to find out a pattern, like, okay, well, he killed me in this corner last time, so he must be in this corner. Well, usually that is the case, but a lot of the times they realize that they know that people are following that pattern, so they move from one corner, but then they might stay in that exact corner because you're not going to be expecting them to actually stay there. You expect them to be moving from that spot because they don't want to get killed. Y'all know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Me and my experiences with campers, I just don't like them. I used to, well, no, I wouldn't even say I used to camp. Maybe when I first started playing the game, because I couldn't even really technically move, since starting the Wii was probably one of the hardest things that I ever did. Because, I mean, just the system itself is really hard to get used to. Unless you're using a classic controller, then it's not hard. But I used only the Wii remote and the nunchuck, which is really hard for those of you guys that have never tried that before. But yeah, as soon as I finally got the controls down and everything, I pretty much just stopped camping, and I move around, obviously, when I knife and snipe and all that. Even when I snipe, even though I am using ACOG, I still move. But lately I've been trying not to use ACOG, so I still move. I don't camp. Still, even without ACOG, I don't give myself an excuse to start camping. Oh, yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about campers today, but I mean, this video is actually a lot longer than I expected it to be, so I don't really know how else to finish that. Basically, I guess if you guys want, you can tell me down in the comments, are there any other types of camping or camping styles that you know of? How many of you guys have seen red mist? Because I'd feel kind of embarrassed if it was just me who only knows red mist. And I know knowing that one guy doesn't seem to be that important, but when somebody irritates you enough in a game, you know that they've pretty much accomplished their goal to irritate people, because if somebody can get their name remembered by a lot of other people, then that's all they really want. So yeah, he camps like a noob, but I think that's really what his goal is, just irritate people, because he's not a good player. He honestly isn't that good. Trust me, if he was actually moving and not camping, yeah, he might actually be pretty, well, no, I don't even know. He might be decent, he might be bad. It's hard to tell nowadays, honestly. But this video isn't a rant of me like hating on this red mist guy, because I know a lot of other campers. But what's worse than campers are people who use FMG9s throughout the game and actually think that they're boss at it too. Those guys are probably the worst, because they think they're so good, especially the guys on the mics, like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm boss, I want 40 and 3. Well yeah, you only want 40 and 3 because you're using akimbos, which are the most overpowered guns in the entire game. Everybody already knows that, so people who use that are automatically noobs. They're more noobs than the people who are actually camping. So I really hate the fact that they even put those guns in the game, because you know all the little kids and all the noobs are going to be using that. So yeah, basically what I'm saying is that if you're one of these type of people, I'm not saying that you're a bad person. I'm just saying that the style and the tactics that people use with FMG9s and camping are very noobish, and that maybe you should stop if you do those things. Yeah, that's all I'm really trying to get across, guys. I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad. I'm just trying to get a point across so that y'all can understand me and maybe agree with me or disagree. Either one, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you disagree with me, please do tell me why. If you do agree with me, awesome. You don't even have to explain yourself. I already understand, because I've already pointed this all out. If you feel like I missed something, please do tell me down in the comments. Because, you know, I love your comments, guys. I reply back to everybody, even if it's a really mean comment, even though I really haven't actually even had a mean comment on this channel before. Not yet, I think. But if you want to be the first, you can do that. But, no, seriously, guys, actually, don't say anything mean unless you really feel like you should. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of it for me. I don't really feel... I think I've pretty much hit up on everything. But, yeah, as you guys can see, this is the end of the game here. Yeah. But I will see you guys all later. Don't forget to comment, rate, and or subscribe to me. And bye.
Okay, Lamborghini Mercy.
Swerve.
Yo, chick, she so thirsty.
Swerve.
I'm in that 2C Lambo with your girl, she tryna jerk. Okay, Lamborghini Mercy. Yo, chick, she so thirsty. I'm in that 2C Lambo with your girl, she tryna jerk me.